Scorpio, greetings and salutations, my friends. I wanted to let everybody know that I have updated the playlists. I was behind on 2 weeks for that, or 2 readings rather. Should have been about 3 weeks. So if you've never been to the playlist, it's organized by astrological sign, and it has the most recent reading, meaning the last reading, moving backwards, right? So if you missed something or you just want to recap on the last few readings, you can just go right there, hit play until the information is no longer useful, right? So 5-card movie star spread for the Scorpio. Every single one of your cards is in the inverse except for the Six of Swords. So a lot of lessons to be learned here, huh? That's exactly what's going on here. So this is you moving from choppy waters to calmer waters with the assistance of well, this is a symbiotic relationship. Both people get something out of this, and then one little child here is along for the ride. Some people debate whether that's the inner child or an actual physical child. But the point is, the person who is doing the work to get you there's somebody helping you do the work to get across. Because ultimately you had to take all of these swords with you, and obviously the boat would move much faster and much easier without the swords, right? But each one of these is a lesson that had to be learned. You have to take these very difficult ideas and thought process with you in order to really move on, because you have to learn the lesson. And that's exactly what each of these swords represents: a lesson learned, a hard lesson learned. There's a sense of imbalance and injustice that goes with it. You know, I have a friend of mine who is a Leo, and I very recently sent him a quote, and the quote had a picture of a lion on it, and it said, "Expecting the world to be fair just because you are is foolish." Is that how it went? Something similar. So expecting the world to be fair with you just because you are fair yourself is foolish. It's like expecting a lion not to eat you simply because you didn't eat him. And that's what I get out of this. It's just kind of like the understanding that sometimes life just isn't fair. It's that simple. Sometimes things don't work out in what you consider a fair and equitable manner from your perspective. Keywords: from your perspective. The Knight of Pentacles in the inverse. You are at a standstill in which direction to take your resources, right? So you're sitting around judging how it is you want to leverage your health, your wealth, your time management. You don't have a clear path right now, so you're just kind of waiting for one to unfold. So it's like, you know, things are going to get easier and you have to head in a particular direction, but you're literally just looking for the path of least resistance right now. It's probably taking a time. You're probably taking the time to what's the word I'm looking for? Regroup, right? You don't want to start leveraging your resources until you've really started to. It's almost like finding the path of least resistance, but only so you can regain your strength. You don't intend to take the easy way out. You just need to rest and regroup before you get back in the fight, right? Which is why your strength card is in the inverse. This is your journey here, right? I was kind of reading these two together without mentioning it. Yes. At a standstill with your resources, regaining your strength. It's about strength. It's about courage. It's funny that I mentioned the lion. There's one right here, right? It's about accepting a small defeat. It's almost like losing a battle, but knowing that you can still win the war. Because ultimately, in all of these difficult lessons that you've learned, you've seen a side of yourself. You've recognized a part of who you are as being, of having a certain level of toxicity. And you've made the choice not to be that person anymore. The Devil card in the inverse as your possible outcome. I know a couple tarot card readers would describe it as like somebody who just quit smoking with urges still there. That's exactly the feeling that I get from this. You are making an active choice not to fall into old bad habits. And that's hard to do when you first start deciding not to be that person. But with practice and patience, it gets easier over time. And oh boy, is it going to get better. Once you've taken the time to rest and regroup, and once you've really acknowledged what it's going to take to overcome this portion of yourself that you discovered that the part of yourself you don't want to be anymore, that's when you're going to find emotional fulfillment and the potential to not only have and hold a certain amount of energy and joy, but also to share it with other people, right? And that's when you're going to find yourself at a new beginning, closing out an old chapter. And I can't remember who. I'll see if I can find the quote and put it in the description box below. Just so you can see who it's by. I know the quote. I just can't remember who said it. It was Rudolf something or other. I can't remember his last name. He said, "Wisdom is crystallized pain." Right? And as we gain wisdom, it's different than gaining knowledge. If you gain knowledge, you learn a fact and you understand the process of that fact. Gaining wisdom is actually putting those facts into play, right? Wisdom comes from experience. And that's what I get from all this. These lessons learned, the understanding of injustice, the regrouping, and the recognizing who you don't want to be anymore has a certain level of wisdom to it that will help elevate you to a higher vibration. Close out an old chapter of your life and become a better version of you. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I hope this helps you regain that strength and make the changes you want to make. I'll see you guys next week.